What if Ford took the car that built America, the one that started it all, and turned it into something that felt like it came from 100 years in the future? What if instead of retiring that name to the history books, they resurrected it as the most dramatic, most unexpected, most impossibly beautiful automobile this company has ever created? That question is no longer hypothetical, and once you understand what Ford has actually done here, you will never look at the automotive world the same way again. Welcome back to Premium Automotive Reviews, where we go beyond what a car looks like on a spec sheet and talk about what it actually means. What it feels like to stand in its presence, what it represents for the people who build it and the people who will drive it. And today, we are talking about something that genuinely stopped us cold the moment we encountered it. This is the all-new 2026 and 2027 Ford Model T. Stay with us, because what we are about to unpack in the next few minutes will completely change how you think about this name, this brand, and honestly, the entire concept of heritage in the modern automotive era. Let us start with the exterior, because that is where this car announces itself before you ever hear an engine note, before you open a door, before a single piece of technology reveals itself. The body of this Model T is something close to a philosophical statement. Ford's designers did not simply modernize an old shape. They held history and the future in tension, and rather than letting either win, they forced them into a conversation. The result is a silhouette that reads as unmistakably classic from 20 feet away, with those sweeping fender arches flowing organically from the body, the tall upright greenhouse, the long sculpted hood. But the moment your eye settles, something feels different, something feels aggressive and precise in a way that old cars never were. The front end is where the contradiction becomes electric. That grille, finished in polished gold, carries the Ford script in raised lettering like something off a 1920s automobile, proud and unhurried. But flanking it on both sides are dual-ring LED headlight clusters so technically advanced, so sharp and crystalline in their geometry, that they look borrowed from a car that has not been designed yet. The combination should be chaotic. It is anything but. It feels deliberate, considered, and genuinely brave in a way that most automotive design committees would never sanction. A winged mascot crowns the hood in chrome, echoing the ornaments that once marked the finest motor cars of the pre-war era. Auxiliary spotlights sit mounted on the front corners with polished chrome housings, again historically inspired but rendered with modern precision. The body panels themselves flow in a way that almost defies aerodynamic logic for something this classically shaped, yet the designers have worked active management into the lower fascia, with an integrated front splitter and shaped air intakes that pull double duty between cooling and downforce. The body stance is wide and planted. Riding on massive turbine-style alloy wheels wrapped in performance rubber, each center cap finished in gold, to carry that signature warmth through to every corner of the car. These wheels do not just fill the arches, they command them. Moving around the rear, the Model T shows its modern ambitions with 4 exhaust outlets arranged in a quad configuration behind a sculpted diffuser. The taillights are tight circular clusters, glowing red with the same precision as the headlights, maintaining visual consistency around the entire body. Sitting center stage is a gold Ford badge in the shape of a longhorn, wide and flat and confident, framed by the Ford T plate below it. The whole rear end reads like punctuation at the end of a very long, very important sentence. Now, open the door, and the conversation shifts entirely. Because inside this car, Ford has made a choice that separates the Model T from every other vehicle wearing a legacy nameplate. This interior is not a nod to the past. It is not a museum. It is a fully realized luxury environment built for the present and the coming decade. Every surface you can reach is wrapped in deep cognac-colored leather, stitched with meticulous hand-quilted patterns that require the kind of skilled craftsmanship that simply does not exist in mass-production automotive. The seats carry that same quilted detailing, firm in the bolsters, supportive on long drives, and wrapped with enough visual warmth that the cabin feels less like a car and more like a private room in a building you are delighted to have been invited into. Across the top of the dashboard runs a panoramic dual display system, wide and unbroken, housing a fully digital driver display on the left and the infotainment interface on the right. There is nothing dated about the software. Ford has built a connected intelligence layer into this vehicle that learns driver preferences over time, adjusting ambient conditions, navigation suggestions, and media behavior based on patterns it builds quietly in the background. Over-the-air updates keep the system current, meaning the car you buy on day one will be meaningfully more capable 2 years into ownership without a single dealer visit for software alone. The center console pulls another trick that few interiors manage gracefully. It places a secondary touch display below the main fascia for climate and mode control. Surrounded by gold-finished selector knobs and a carbon fiber gear selector topped with a walnut and gold shift knob. The contrast between the dark carbon structural elements and the warm cognac leather is deliberate and extraordinary. It keeps the interior from feeling monochromatic while keeping it from feeling chaotic, a balance that most luxury manufacturers spend years trying to achieve. What is powering all of this? Ford has confirmed a performance-oriented powertrain architecture for the Model T that positions it firmly in grand touring territory. The combustion option delivers authoritative power with a wide torque curve that makes city driving as effortless as open highway cruising. The suspension tuning is weighted toward comfort without losing composure in corners, the kind of setup that does not ask you to choose between a relaxed morning commute and an energetic weekend road. Both are available from the same car, on the same day, just by adjusting your intent. A hybrid-ready platform is part of the engineering foundation, which means Ford has left the door open for an electrified Model T variant that preserves the character and theater of this design while moving toward reduced consumption. That decision alone signals how seriously this car has been thought through beyond the launch cycle. Driving assistance technology aboard the Model T is comprehensive without feeling intrusive. Adaptive Cruise with stop-and-go capability handles motorway fatigue. Lane centering, blind spot monitoring, and cross-traffic alerts operate quietly, surfacing only when they are needed. The forward collision system with automatic braking is calibrated to intervene without the nervous, oversensitive triggering that frustrates drivers in everyday situations. Ford has tuned these systems to feel like a calm, intelligent co-pilot rather than an anxious one, and that difference is felt on every drive. For the person who asks whether this car is practical, the answer is yes, genuinely. The cabin offers meaningful space for driver and front passenger, and rear seating that suits adults rather than accommodating them reluctantly. Storage is thoughtfully distributed across the center console, door pockets, and an organized trunk that handles real-world use without drama. This is a car you could drive across a continent or drive to a business dinner, and it would serve both occasions with the same composed confidence. Who is the 2026 Ford Model T for? It is for someone who finds most modern cars indistinguishable from one another. It is for someone who understands that buying a vehicle is a statement, not just a transaction. It is for someone old enough to appreciate where this name came from, and forward-looking enough to recognize how startling it is to see it reimagined this thoroughly. Most vehicles in this space offer either heritage or technology, history or performance, beauty or intelligence. The Model T refuses to choose, and in refusing, it becomes one of the most genuinely original automotive propositions of this generation. Henry Ford once said that if he had asked people what they wanted, they would have said faster horses. The 2026 Model T is Ford answering that same question for a new era, not by giving anyone what they expected, but by delivering something so fully realized, so completely its own thing, that the conversation around expectations becomes irrelevant. This is not a car trying to survive by borrowing nostalgia. This is a car earning its name all over again. If this is the direction Ford is capable of moving in, then the years ahead for this brand are going to be very interesting to watch. Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to know where you stand on what Ford has done here, whether you see it as a triumph, a provocation, or both. And if you have not yet subscribed to Premium Automotive Reviews, now is a good time. Every vehicle we cover gets this level of depth, this level of honesty, and this level of genuine passion for what makes cars matter. Hit like if this one earned it. We will see you in the next one.